Yo, what's up guys? Sukunya here with another Dragon Ball Legends video. Today we're gonna do a Dragon Ball Legends top 10 tier list. Feels like a while since I've said that. Before we start, as always, I'm gonna mention this. I don't own every single character on this list. It's probably the main reason why it even took a while before I made this list. So, some units I can only judge based on fighting against in PvP, so maybe you will have so different experience with some units and therefore an other placement. Yeah. Gonna start with the number 10 and then down to number 1 and then later the mention list. Those are the units I wanna talk about because they're either new, dropped down, or got back into the meta more or less, and I wanna talk about them. Doesn't mean that they are like RP top 10 necessarily, they're just there to talk about. Alright. Start with number 10, I have Kaioken Goku. Now, I wasn't necessarily sure between the plays from 8 to 10, and I will explain this later on because, okay, maybe not number 8, but between 9 and 10. I don't see any team or like a specific team where Kaioken Goku is needed at this point. I mean, the team that I used to say where Kaioken Goku would be maybe more relevant is with Feedku and down here in Dynamic Goku, who doesn't make the list. But at this point, I don't see people running Feedku, and if they do, it's just a 2v3 game. At this point, there are so many other units that can support that actually do stuff. Not just supporting, but also doing better damage and have cover null or blast storm on everything, that you're not running this team anymore, and any other Saiyan team that you run Kaioken Goku, you have this guy. So there's really no point in running anymore. His defenses are not the greatest. Like, I'm not saying that he's horribly defensively, but I mentioned this in other lists before. We have now this guy with his switch attack that can ignore his gauge. Ultra Frieza is still able to ignore his gauge. And if you're doing a lot of burst damage, he can't build up his damage guard as fast, and therefore not the card destruction. And he has only 180% damage guard, which is not the greatest either, so he can lose his life very fast. And you're usually playing these together, and you're kind of fooled against this unit if you're not having a proper blue unit. GT Spirit Bomb Goku loses his 20% damage guard if he's not on GT, so it would be easier to melt through him if you're playing these three together. There's just no really good team for Kaioken Goku, where I would say, okay, this is the team for Kaioken, this is where he's necessary. There's no team like that right now, so I don't have many issues fighting this unit at this point anymore, so I put it at number 10. That's just how it is. We got more blue units, more that are, I would say, good. I mean, Android 13, GT Spirit Bomb Goku. So there are units to stop him, there are units that can do damage against him really good, even if they're not type advantage. So yeah, I put the Kaioken Goku here at number 10. Let's move to number 9. This is a unit where I don't know if this is the right decision or not, and that's Kefla at number 9. She pretty much has the same issues that she had before. Again, she's a good hyper offensive character with, I would say, rather bad defenses. That's just the way she is. I had her around these spots before. I don't think it changes much with the new units coming out since she... Oh wait, I just noticed I forgot somebody. Okay, wait. Okay, I'm gonna leave it as is. I'm gonna get the Gammas here as well. I forgot to count the Gammas. I'm sorry. I already started talking. I talked about Kefla first. I started with her already, so nothing really changed with her. I don't think she's dropping up or down that much because she's not getting impacted by the newest units at all. But I would say more on a positive thing. But here's a problem with this: I've never seen this team before, so I can't really judge how good or bad this makes Kefla. But Now with Android 13 in the game, is Fusion Warriors a thing? Like, this is a question I need to ask that I honestly by myself can't answer, because neither do I have Kevlar, neither do I have Android 13. So if I had this free, I would test it out to find out how good it is, but right now I don't have them. But is Fusion Warriors a team you could use that people just simply don't run? I feel like this is a team that you could run. I mean, with Android 13 giving the support and everything, you have a tank, you have the damage dealer, I think you could do it. But I don't see the team ever, so I don't know if I'm gonna give this as a bonus for Kevlar or not. This is why I have it like as 9 area. I think without the team I would drop her down actually to like maybe do this. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna leave her there just for because the team exists in theory, which you probably could run. I mean, I've seen people run Metal Cooler now with Red Cooler and Android 13, so I feel like you could run that team. So I'm gonna leave her there, but without the team I would drop her down definitely, because I don't see her otherwise. Now the Gammas, first sorry for that disrespect to the Gammas. I just forgot about them completely right there. But I think they are very good with the second unique equipment, which crazy to me that they've got their second one already now, when there are some units who don't even have their first one. Waiting for the Super Vegeta equipment still. But anyway, again, I think they're really good. I think Android is just missing this final third unit that really fit well. I mean, if they would Zenkai, honestly, if they would Zenkai to tag androids right now, that would be really good. I mean, it would be a blast-based setup, and the permanent endurance null would be good, especially against the triple ultra team, because you then can now rush freely and everything with tag androids. But yeah, I like what they do. I like what they got for the equipment, the cover null, the damage in general. I think the only problem could be that they're sometimes not type neutral, and then Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta can just damage them through. But so far, from what I've witnessed fighting against them, they're doing fine. So I'm gonna put them at number 10. You could, I mean, depending on the Kevlar situation, you could put these two higher up at number 9. So, but between 9 and 10, this is the highest they would go for me right now. Moving at number 8, I have Ultra Super Vegito. Again, there's really nothing that changes with him for me. Like, the biggest impact against him was Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. He's type neutral defensively on entry, so he doesn't get destroyed by him. I mean, again, so I saw 14 stars Super Vegeta, and he tanked fine against my 10-star Vegeta, so I honestly don't think he's in the... It's just a thing of nobody runs him, same as the reason no one runs Kevlar. But again, I think if this is a team that actually is good but no one runs, I think he deserves to be number 8. But I wouldn't even change it if it wasn't, because again, I don't think any of these guys are now that relevant. The Gammas potentially, but I mean, the best team for the Gammas I think probably is Android 13 and Frieza right now, but which you could, I mean, you could think about every one of them. Who cares? It's not like you couldn't, but yeah, I think Super Vegito is just flying the way he is. I mean, it really didn't change much for him. Again, I would say it's rather more a positive thing that we got Android 13 now because Fusion Warriors, but again, this is more a theoretical thing right now with the 2 Fusion Warrior units here. I can understand if you guys think this should be lower or something, so... But I'm gonna leave Vegeta at number 8 again. It's my list, I can do what I want. But if it's unreasonable for some people, I'm not objecting to that. Okay, moving to number 7, I have GT Spirit from Goku. Still main core in the main GT team. He honestly only moved down because there are some units that moved up. So, is there anything I need to say about him, honestly? I mean, he heals quite a lot. I mean, I have him at 7-star Senkai 7 and he does his job quite well. There will be some moments for me where I thought like this defense wasn't that great, but then I was like, okay, the enemy is like at like, what, 12 to 14 stars, so there's that right there. But he does the support, subcon reduction things are really good. Tanking, especially against Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta if he's not type neutral. Then later on, the potential lock-in ult or the venge takeaway with the main ability. The Dragonball destruction with his green card. So the Solar Flare, which is a short animation as well. Same as Kaioken, so that's really good. Yeah, overall, I just like the character. Nothing big to say. I again still think though, with more units coming out that are stronger, he's gonna fall off probably not the quickest, but it's either him or the next unit we're gonna talk about on the GT team who are gonna fall off. In my opinion, probably the fastest because of their defenses. And yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, this guy shouldn't. No, I think he would be the second fastest to fall off, but yeah, for now, he's fine as he is. Yeah, GT Spirit Goku at number 7. Moving to number 5/6 now. Already mentioned this, basically hinted this guy. Now Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and then the number, I would say 5, 6, who shares with him, which never was in the top 10 for me before. Final from Kuro. I want to go start with Super Saiyan 3 Goku first, because he is not new anymore at this point. But not that old, but you know what I mean. Yeah, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, also a unit that didn't change much from before for me when it comes to what he does. Still does good damage, the green card generation is nice, and what I like to do sometimes is fill up his gauge with charging ki, and then you can switch attack still to Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and you get the free green card. So this is really nice if you want to be like immune to cost increase and stuff like that for Vegeta. And generally speaking, the rush farming with him on GT team is really good. Again, the GT team, one of the better teams in the game, still working well. The damage, the support, the sub count reduction, the disruption with together, and the Dragonball gaining is just really good with the team. There's just nothing really big to say. He hurts Frieza a bit, but not like enough from like that is a big issue or anything. He hurts him a bit. Not enough, but a bit. He has decent type neutral to survive against Namegoku, although if he doesn't have his full unique gauge, you sometimes have to pay attention to that. It's also nice that, especially with full unique gauge, with double cartridge speed, even if this guy locks him in and goes for the main, because he's using the main, you destroy his cards, and every time he's gaining cards back, he's healing. So I had some situations where it's like, my cards got destroyed, and this guy ults, but I barely live because I get my cards back from double cartridge speed. But this is a nice thing. The ceiling from green cards is especially nice because this guy's AoE green is still annoying. Yeah. Still wish he had blast armor. That's the only thing I for him I really hoped he would have. And then last thing, I wish they did something more with his final counter, because the final counter, I will be honest, I rarely ever take advantage of this ever. I think the only situation I would say sack him off is against Ultra Frieza if I want to get damage in, like if it in my like either Proud or Time Account matches, and I like, okay, Frieza's rushing, let me just throw this guy in so he gets a lot of damage for free, and that's the only time I really take advantage of the final counter ever. Otherwise it's just existing. Like, unlike Purple Cell back then, this has no second or third ability extras to make this really dangerous. Like with this Cell, was it him? No matter, it doesn't matter. I mean, just take this Cell. I think this guy was the one, but if not, no wait, that's it. Found it. Anyway, with this Cell, not only did you destroy your cards, I think you lowered your card speed and you were locked in. So you really had to be careful when you killed this guy. But with this guy, it's just you're just taking damage, and especially if you're using, for example, Namegoku and you're losing your type neutral, it doesn't do any damage, and then what? So yeah, but otherwise he's fine. So number 566 with Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And then we have final from Cooler. Now, first reason why he's moving up above all these other guys right now because I would say from 8 to 10 they're good, but necessarily not relevant. And I would say these, starting with 7, it gets to the relevant units in this meta, and I would say Final Form Cooler together with Android 13 support at this point is relevant. Like, I had some, even with not Super Saiyan units on my team, I had moments where this Cooler came in and did serious damage to, for example, my Super Saiyan 3 Goku, or even my Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Although I would say Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta comboing for Cooler is not the greatest, because every time you hit him, he lowers sub count. So the usual 3 timer counts this Cooler has are becoming 2. Some people forget that, and then you just cover change them. Yeah. So if you're a Cooler user, you need to pay attention for that. But I see him do great damage, and I was like, seeing the damage he does against my team, this means he does great damage against Namegoku. I mean, I've seen it in videos, I've seen the damage he does against me with not a Super Saiyan and not a particular yellow unit in my team, so I'm impressed now what he can do. I think this Android 13 actually gave him the buff that he needed offensively to be like, now this is the unit you should use. I think, yeah, movie / powerful opponent where he's on is now a thing, and he does his job quite well against other units as well. I mean, if you're facing the Gammas and the Gammas don't have type neutral and this guy comes in, there's a good chance they are dying, and without a comeback mechanic like or KO card like this guy, that's a pretty big deal. So yeah, I like Final Form Cooler. I think he works well with Android 13 to the point where I would put him in number 566. And again, in terms of relevancy, he has a bigger impact on the meta than these guys right now have. So naturally he's up here. You could even switch the position because I think he's good against him. And specifically on the GT team, he is the most dangerous one, I would say, besides Namegoku, again, for this guy, because the sub count increase. If you're coming in with this guy against him, there's nothing you can really do. And especially if you have a rush, if you just hit him with a strike and a rush, no sub count manipulation on GT for that, and then he dies. So yeah, Cooler, really like him. I'm personally not using it that much because I don't have Android. So yeah, Cooler at number 5/6 shared with Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku. Moving to number 4, which maybe some people would disagree, but this is my opinion. I'm putting Namegoku at number 4. Now why I'm at number 4? Simply put, this guy destroys him potentially really fast. This guy can destroy him really fast. Like when it comes to sniping Namegoku, this guy always had like the biggest potential to snipe him, but his damage wasn't quite there. But with this guy in the team and the support he gives, Namegoku gets sniped. And if you're losing the KO guard early, it opens up more rushes, especially in a triple ultra team. If you get this KO guard early on, and then one time you get priority, and then this guy can just strike, ult, and kill this guy, KO guard is not really important. Like, he gets hurt at this point now by Final Form Cooler to the point where I would drop him down in combination with this guy being a potential to destroy this guy immediately. Yeah, I don't see Namegoku at number 3 anymore at this point. I think he has enough issues at this point to be lowered, which I personally, if you ask me, I'm glad about it, because again, I've said this in in so many videos ever since this guy came out. As long as this guy is such a good purple sniping unit and protecting Ultra Frieza is gonna be a problem. And now that he's a bit worse, you have better options to bring back purple units back. Like, this guy was a good start, but he's not countering Frieza necessarily, he's just the purple unit for this. Like, he doesn't have any ability to counter Frieza, he's just purple, that's it. So, but with him getting, I would say, worse, you have a bit more easier way to create purples that are not a fumble. So yeah, Namegoku, regardless of that situation, he still does great things. And if you don't have, for example, Cooler down here, he's obviously gonna do better. I would say Cooler is is a higher risk for him than Vegeta is because of the sniping potential. But his feints are still annoying, his AoE is still annoying, he still can give support and healing. It's not like he's horrible now, he's still really good, but I would put him at number 4 at this point, so yeah. Namegoku at number 4. Moving to number 3, and I'm gonna put Android 13 down there. So, if you wanna swap these two, you can. I personally won't. Maybe a personal bias, or dislike against Namegoku, right? But honestly, I think if you have that much issues in the meta against some units, I don't think you necessarily are in the top 3. I can't say the same thing about Android 13. I don't think they are right now, besides Frieza, there's really no unit I would say this is an Android 13 threat right now in the meta, because if you look at my list, Kefla's the only green unit right now that really matters, because the other ones are not like... I mean, we're gonna talk about them later, but yeah, Android 13. Now the first thing I like about this a lot, and this is just for him existing, is the teams he's on. He's a fusion warrior, he's an android, he's a movies unit, and he's a powerful opponent unit, Jesus Christ. And none of these teams were really good. Like, powerful opponent was like Ultra Frieza basically, and then you have Revival Vegeta, which the color, I honestly don't know why they had to be the same color, but the way he supports, he brought back so many like units. Like Cooler, for me, was like, when he Zenkai, it was to me like, he could be top 10, but barely for me, and now it's top 5/6. People are even running Meta Cooler now with this guy, because he actually fills in some of the issues Meta Cooler as a unit, not defensively, but as a unit when it comes to abilities has. Like the issues not getting card on entry, getting his key when he first hits a card. Like, this guy giving cards and key on switch out is helping this guy quite a lot to be an, I would say, usable unit, okay? And he's also the third LF support, like he's the second, he's the third LF support we ever got, which is crazy. And I think he does his role perfectly. Like, he's not like a crazy offensive unit. Some of his stuff is like against Goku specifically, Namegoku specifically. Sometimes against Saiyans, I think, and sometimes specifically against Namegoku, basically because not that many Super Saiyans and Gokus around. But yeah, he does great support. Disrupt is nice, especially I would say against GT, which is more blast based, or potentially Triple Ultra Team. His blast ceiling is really good, which is probably the most annoying thing about him. And dude, I can't complain. I like this guy. I like it a lot. I even was thinking about summoning on him just so I can run Final Form Cooler, but the thing is, Android 13 for me, as the character Android 13 himself, is nothing special to me. Like, the only reason I would run him is powerful opponent. Like, that's the only reason. I may be thinking about it actually, but I have to see what comes out next. Because if they're coming out some unit I actually like, I need my CC for that. So, but yeah, Android 13, number 3. I'm impressed with this guy. He's really good. I have no complaints about this guy, and yeah, I'm grateful that he has so many teams, because as a support character, which is also a nice thing, he supports regardless of the tags. But being on so many different tags makes him really, really good. He feels like MVP 17 to me, like when it comes to how valuable. He might be the most valuable LF character you can summon on this game. Might. You don't know what's coming out for Legends Fest, but so far, he's the best unit we got out there. Not just out in terms of being in the top 3 or anything, but it's just like the value he has, especially as a support character, is great. And he has a revival and everything, so yeah. Android 13, really impressed. Moving to number 2 and number 1. Now I will say I would actually put this in a kind of swappable position. So, but I have Ultra Frieza at 2 and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta at 1. You can actually, I think you can put this on the same tier if you want to, mainly because again, we got a new blue unit. I think this hurts Vegeta a bit. And I think this, you could tie them. I think you could. I think also the fact that Frieza now is not just on the Triple Ultra team is also a plus thing for him. So, but I'm not gonna go deep into those 2 units. I mean, Frieza's still the same good unit that he still is. He only has 1 unit that is a issue to him, and otherwise he's getting a unit that supports him, so he does even more damage than he used to. And yeah, and then you have Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta with probably still the highest damage in the game, with now having just a blue unit he has a bit to worry about. Not that this guy destroys him, but he is a hindrance a bit to him. And I'm not gonna go deep on the Ultras, they're the same units that they always were, so there's nothing really changing much with them. If you wanna swap them, if you wanna put them shared, you can. I don't mind that, I think this is fine. And then lastly, the mention units here. I mean, these guys are new, that's what I'm gonna talk about in a bit, but from what I've seen from them, they're not doing anything. So, unfortunate, because I really hoped they were gonna bring us a better 1% sparking, but this is what they are, not good enough. Now the Tech Force, 2 reasons why I've dropped this down. Number 1, they're not anymore on the A tier boost, which usually is the same as when every unit gets, every new unit gets in the boost system and getting like their 20% I think damage and damage guard. In A tier it's basically the same, and they are now in C tier, so they're doing less damage, they are less tanky, which makes them worse, and they are not, at this point, really not in the main lineup for GTA anymore, so I've dropped them down. Revive Vegeta hurts to say at this point, but I don't see anything from him. I use him a lot still, but even there I have to say his damage is like, I mean, it's okay. It's there, it's existing. He's existing, but that's about it. Nothing crazy about him. Defensively, nothing crazy about him offensively. I like him as a character, the way he is as a unit. I think he's a really solid unit that they created, but this is as far as it goes for him. And then lastly, Metacooler. Never thought I would talk about this unit again so soon. Listen, I'm not gonna say he's arguably top 10 or anything. I think at this point he's usable, from what I've seen. Because one of the biggest things why he is so bad is Namek Goku, and I would say individually is still one of the worst LFs, if not the worst LF ever. But again, as I mentioned, this guy actually gives him some things to kinda negate the worst things about his kid. Like, his defenses are still bad, but when it comes to offense, he is actually okay now, with this guy. And also this guy actually being better at sniping Namek Goku, you don't get as much of an issue with this guy. I mean, if you're gonna use him as a wall against Frieza, he can. Although he will still take massive damage against Vegeta. So, but you can run him. I see people run these 3 units against me, and they did fine. I mean, at the end, they most likely still lost because of damage because of this guy. Because when you like switch attack and then you ult with this Vegeta on GT, no one is really, especially if you let him tank this, you're gonna take some damage. So yeah, but this is my top 10. Let me know what you guys think about this. I will probably maybe bring out today or tomorrow a PvP video with free-to-play Trunks, because why not? I mean, I created the team for him at this point, so I gotta. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and see you guys in the next one.